Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hong Kong Free Press in Causeway Bay on the 34th anniversary of the Tiananmen crackdown. This is the first one since COVID regulations were dropped, and we're going to do a tour around the shopping area of Causeway Bay and go over to Victoria Park, where normally, I guess, we would see over 3 decades the candlelit vigil in remembrance of the Tiananmen dead. Obviously not happening this year, but I will give you a tour and recall what we might normally be seeing at this time of year. Of course, now we have a national security law, and top officials will not say, when pressed, whether mourning is legal or not in Hong Kong. Nevertheless, today and yesterday, we have seen arrests and detentions, probably over a dozen now, including some quite high-profile figures like Grandma Wong. Just here on East Point Road, they have cordoned off some parts of it here and over there. Clusters of police officers, tactical unit officers around as well, armored vehicles, and tannoy announcements urging people to move on. Anyone wearing black, it appears, has been apprehended. Some of them have been released shortly afterwards, or they've been stop and searched or ID'd. I myself had my details taken down at the China Liaison Office, Beijing's office in the city, where there were about a dozen or so officers and a couple of police vans. We got 9 team members out tonight to monitor what's going on. Chief Executive John Lee has warned people not to break the law, but of course will not be pressed as to whether mourning is illegal. But we've seen a lot of pressure put on at least 2 shopkeepers who have sought to sell remembrance candles. The area just behind me outside exit E of the MTR, you would normally come out of there in years gone past and encounter the League of Social Democrats, Civic Party, Democratic Party, lots of different civil society activists or pro-democracy groups selling their wares, fundraising, raising awareness of the Tiananmen crackdown. And it would be shoulder to shoulder with people generally dressed in black. It was always a peaceful affair, clutching LED or wax candles as they pour into Victoria Park, which we are going to do now. Now, just like last year, the Leisure and Cultural Services Department, which controls the parks, have closed some of those key football pitches where the vigils were once held for maintenance. The other pitches have been reserved by over 2 dozen pro-Beijing groups for a shopping event that normally happens in winter. But they say, and I quote, the timing is just a coincidence. It started yesterday and it runs till tomorrow. It's $5 to get in, and you have to pay by Octopus card, which of course stores your details. There are lists of provisos outside saying you must obey the security law and you face a security check as you go in. In the past, police would assist organizers in crowd control for the vigil. We'll talk more about that in a bit. And we recall Chief Executive Carrie Lam in the last mass legal vigil, which was in 2019, saying that it was proof that Hong Kong is a free city. It seems to be a different story now, so let's head over. We've just published an update on what's happened today, and if you want to read more about this Pro-Beijing fair, you can check out our update yesterday on the website. Again, more police and tactical officers, so I ain't going to be jaywalking. Now, to paint a picture of what would normally be going on, it'd be completely silent over on the football pitches. People gathered, sat down with the candles, with the family, some people going religiously each year. And for over a couple of hours, led by the now disbanded alliance, many of the leaders of which have served prison time over attempts to stage vigils since then. But in 2019, there would be songs, protest songs, patriotic songs. There would be rituals, funeral marches. It would be the passing of a flame from the old generation to younger people. He's the bag search. Sorry, folks, gonna have to bear with us as we go through all this. Domestic workers still, it's their day off, but they look a little bit displaced over there. Normally they would be in the park. I think the fields are still open. A lot of barriers, cordons. Hello. Huh? Yeah. Okay, it's open. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Can you help me? Yeah. Thank you. This one, it seems close for maintenance, as it was last year. Let's go to the one nearer to Tin Hau. Got a bit of a walk with you. So in 2019, as night fell, this would fill up. Songs, chants, they would hear testimony from activists and Tiananmen survivors. There would be a sort of de facto funeral march up to the stage. Documentaries about 1989. It seems the fun day covers two areas going off into the fields over there too. Each of these stalls or areas represent, I think, about 26 different areas of China. Organizers say this timing is a coincidence. Some of the patrons of the organizing groups are top officials. The purpose of this is to celebrate the anniversary of the handover. That's not a course for another month. Very hot day, and yesterday the people we spoke to here complaining that it's kind of mad to do this without air conditioning and putting the winter shopping event on the verge of summer. That's why I rocked up, being a ginger, a bit later in the day. The only way you can pay is octopus. I have. Man. Hi.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. So I think I brought the average age down to about 50 odd for a start. We have a map of no one knows what to call these things, but facing a hole thingies. And here's more Instagram opportunities. A lot of Chinese brands, the mainland. Dumplings, alcohol, and a stage over there where we heard from the Chief Secretary yesterday. Kind of surreal when you think about what would normally be happening here. Somehow the statue of Queen Victoria is still there, right in the center of Victoria Park. Now, normally we'd be running to this building at the back to capture that money shot of an entire sea of candlelight. We've sent our photographer up there, but the scene will be quite different this time, I'm sure. And I think some cultural display about to start here with wands of people waiting to see it. CCTV cameras as well set up in the park. That's new as far as I recall. And police on patrol within the festival as well. A couple of foreigners here at the Tong Ren Tang stall. Well, the aunties are loving it, despite the heat. Now, this being very unusual for Hong Kong on June 4th, but at least in Taiwan and across Australia, the US, Canada, the UK, those are some of the places we know that there will be either candlelit vigils or some sort of commemoration happening tonight. We'll be rounding those up tomorrow. There's a lot of put your head in the face in the hole opportunities for Instagram. It's done on a budget. Yeah, so it seems every region of China here represented. That brings us to the end, really, of here we are at the Tin Hau end. Maybe I'll spare you the annex over in the other part of Victoria Park. If you stay tuned to our live feeds, we'll be sticking around until long after nightfall. For now, good night from Victoria Park.